Welcome back to Listen and Spill. I'm Georgia and I'm here with my co-host
Sarah.
And we have a lovely guest
Gabs.
today. We got Gabs.
We got Gabs in the building.
General Gabs. So annoying. Today
We're just gonna be laughing
the whole time because I've already tried to speak and he's still laughing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sexy white teeth, you get me?
Yeah.
I need to go and soak my hand out.
no, you
Your
don't.
teeth are fine.
They're fine.
No, but I need to make it whiter.
It's
Now that
just
we're on
whiten
YouTube
them.
and that, you get it.
It's,
So it's all
Yeah,
like,
just whiten them.
Yeah, you
That's
have to
it.
whiten them. Don't make it bait though.
it's so annoying. Right, today we're diving into a very spicy conversation. Body counts, baby mamas, and the stories behind it all.
Yeah.
Shout out to the baby man.
We're getting real about the double standards, the dating stigmas, and messy backstories people bring into relationships.
Hi, Georgia.
And just, can you stop and just behave? Just behave.
Let's go.
Quick disclaimer, we're not here to judge anybody.
This is just
We're
about
just exploring.
Just exploring, no
That
judgment.
is it.
We listen and we
Don't judge. That's it. Right. We're not judging.
You're not judging?
No.
At all?
We
We try not to.
We try not
to.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
The Henny, you never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Like that one there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right. So we're going to start talking about body count.
Mm-hmm.
What does body count mean to you guys?
You asking me first? Or
I don't mind.
Yeah.
How many people you slept with, no? Body count, right?
I mean, by the definition, yeah.
Yeah.
How you're saying it.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
I'm going to say personally, no.
Why?
Because I think we're past that age now.
That's true.
Definitely past
I
the
think
age.
we're past that age now. Like, it's... I don't want to... Obviously, I don't want to be if you've been around the whole bloody... Like, the whole of London.
Yeah.
Like, respectfully speaking,
Yeah.
I'm 36 now.
Big
I'm
man.
meeting someone around 30, like, between 30, 36.
Yeah.
You've had a few cocks.
Oh.
You've had
It's
to
the
have
truth,
by
though.
now,
No, but
like,
it's true.
You've
I
had a
see
few.
people lie.
Everybody don't want to know who exactly.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
but I need to know enough to know it's warm.
Okay.
Only because I'm a bit weird, I'm twisted. I start thinking about you doing whatever you did with me with that person. It's like, I don't want them thoughts.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
As long as it's not like too close
just
to
don't-
home.
Yeah, don't tell me you've done every.
Yeah.
This
Within
thing,
reason,
Yeah,
then.
within reason.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean,
I think that's a
fair thing to
it
say.
is because I'm 32. What is a good number? What is a good number?
Some men will argue 0. They want to be your first, but it's just such a childish mentality. Because it's just not realistic, is it?
I wouldn't say childish. I'd say more like a fairy tale upon a time, innit? Because that's what
Childish.
it was, innit? Like,
At our age,
but I
It's
don't believe in
childish.
fairies though. Fairies are nice.
Oh,
I don't believe in fairies a little bit. Come on, man. Happily ever after.
fairy tales. No, I used to.
No,
not
no.
anymore.
this is savage stairs now.
I'm rooted
Is
in
it?
reality.
This is savage
no
stairs.
more
This
fairy
is savage,
tales.
yeah?
I'm moving savage.
I like a bit of fairies, you know.
It's nice. It's just not
Aladdin and
real.
them things there.
Aladdin. I love Disney movies.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I love a Disney movie.
Oh, I love a Disney
yeah.
movie, but I feel like
Prince
Disney
Charming.
movies messed it up for all of us because we really thought
But we
life was
know
going to be like
it's a
that, and it's
movie.
really not. It's really just a fairy tale. But we were conditioned to think fairy tales would happen to us,
110%.
and that just didn't happen.
It just doesn't happen. You don't actually lose your slipper. Do you get what I mean? And someone comes, you don't. It doesn't happen.
You lose your sanity.
This is here. This is what men do to you. They make you lose your sanity.
Why is it men doing this to you though?
It is
Because
Why
I'm
is it not
heterosexual.
It's you
yourself?
guys.
Why is it not
No,
yourself?
no.
It is
Because
you
on my
guys.
own, I'm a very sound person.
But
very
the
whole.
minute a man steps into my life,
brain
scatter.
scatter.
Can you
Everything
honestly say you're
scatter.
accountable though?
100%, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
So you're gonna tell me that every situation to do with a guy has been to do with the guy? You ain't playing no part in this shit?
I might have played some part,
100%.
but he probably was the one to drive it all the way home.
100%.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to sit here and say I'm without fault.
Definitely.
I can probably do some things that aren't
What do you
necessary.
mean probably?
I could do some things
You
that aren't
did do
necessary.
some things that were unnecessary.
But I don't
say
think,
probably, like,
I don't feel like the crime, you know, the punishment fit the crime. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the type of timing I'm on. I might have done something, but the way you're acting like I really slapped your mum.
But I get like that sometimes.
It does.
No, and
It
it's
does.
just a bit mad.
Remember, men have feelings too.
And I
That-
respect
That
that.
we don't accept at a younger age. That often comes later on when we're comfortable with insecurities and vulnerability.
Yeah, so
When we
emotional
start
intelligence.
feeling, when we start feeling vulnerable, and you start doing the wrong things at our vulnerable stages, we lash out.
Yeah.
We become very spiteful.
and that's
When
what I
we,
don't like.
simply because we don't like it. We don't like the vulnerability.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
something
yeah.
that we're accustomed to
We're
as
not
men.
accustomed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We're not women. We don't get bent over
Oh,
unless you like it that
So,
way.
you
Well.
never know, some do.
some do. Don't be.
And shout out to
listen,
them. Power.
Shout out
There you
to
go.
the people.
Why does society care more about women's numbers than men's? Why? Why is it always us all the time?
Because you have the poussoir.
We do, but you guys can get away with having sex with 50 women.
Yeah, of course
But
we
if
can.
a girl does it, she's seen as a little...
Yeah. Because
But
you're
why
supposed to
though?
carry
I'm not saying
yourself-
that it's right, by the
You're
way.
supposed to carry yourself different from how we
But
carry
why
ourselves.
do you not carry yourself in that way as well?
Same reason why if you call the police and say my wife is beating me up, the officer might laugh.
Oh. But have you been in that position to say that though?
We've seen it on countless occasions with the double standard for men and women and men. What are you talking about? We ain't the same. So why you want to
So
be
we
like
know
us?
that there is a
Open your
double
Open
standard.
your nugget and go and give it to the whole town of London then and see how you feel after. You're
Yeah.
not like us. You're not
No, I
designed
agree.
the same way as us.
Yeah.
So why are we,
No, I agree. It's just a
why are we
question.
comparing the two?
Don't fire at me.
So it's like a societal standard that's been placed, but I don't feel like men have the free will to just do whatever just because
No, they don't.
they're designed to. I think
Yeah.
practicing discipline is a good thing. It
Very
should be
important.
encouraged. Did you get what I'm saying? However, biologically, they're just designed different to us. Do you know what I mean? Women were primarily taught that our poussoir is our prize jewel.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, keep it. You know, don't just give it
We're trying to
everywhere.
take the jewels.
And you like thieves in the night, robbing, bank robbers, jewel
even
robbers.
broad day.
Broad day. Can you imagine? Do you see? So the woman's trying to protect this thing. Someone's ready to, and they're gonna do whatever they can.
So you
to
gotta do
steal
your best
it.
to fight it.
No,
It's
100%.
hard.
I agree. There's a double standard, and it is what it is.
And that's the same thing
Yeah.
vice versa with women and men. Like, I just don't understand why men are trying to be women. Accept your roles, man. Like, we have different roles to play. Like,
Clock it.
I don't really get it. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it's
agree.
bonkers. It's that we're trying too hard to be the same.
And
We're
we're
not
not.
emotionally designed the way you are. You're more emotional than we are. Doesn't mean you're more intelligent than we are emotionally. It just means you're more emotional than we are. And we're not as emotional. And if we are as emotional, we apply sense more than we apply our emotions. Because we trust sense and logic more than we trust emotions.
Yeah.
Man are man.
Yeah.
Which is why when you have you and then you have me, as we combine together, it becomes beautiful.
It can be beautiful.
It can be beautiful. It
Well,
can
when
be
you
can be a nightmare.
apply the logic and sense with emotions together,
100%
too much
it makes
emotion,
sense. Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
end up gambling our whole life on an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, true.
Whereas somebody needs to be sensible and say, okay, what about the stability? What about tomorrow? What
Yeah.
about today? Blah, blah, blah. It's like the same thing goes for the role. Like, okay, you have the kids, I'm here, but you're doing a night shift and I'm at home. Okay, you go home, I'll do the night shift.
That's
Let's
a good
play
way of
our
thinking.
role.
Yeah,
Like, what we
yeah,
doing
yeah.
here? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
So you're saying we should just go back
Yeah,
to the
and play our
traditional
role.
roles that men and women had.
You have all the ideas and you have the vision, but you don't have what I've got. The drive, determination, and execution.
Okay.
Bring that idea over here. Let me drive it. Let me execute it. Support me in doing that. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Let's make it work.
Okay.
What's the problem?
It's just not like that anymore.
It's
is
just
it?
not that way anymore.
That's the problem.
It's really
That's
unfortunate.
That is the
Because
problem.
We're trying to be women, trying to be men. You're trying to do the Michelle Obama thing, and you're forgetting that behind closed doors, Michelle Obama sits on Barack Obama's lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the part you won't see. What you'll see is the suit and everything that makes you think power to the women. And ain't no one saying no power
But-
to women, power to them. But she still goes on her knees.
You see, Jesus.
You think she don't? Or Barack is out here just...
Well, that's
Yo,
her
bro,
husband.
yeah.
That's
though.
her husband.
That's
She
her
can do as she
whole
pleases
husband. She
anyway.
What
can
I'm
do
trying to
whatever,
say to you is
know, in their
that the
matrimonial
role in
home.
itself, don't confuse the profession with the role. Your profession is
yeah.
a profession. Your role as a woman is your role. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the power of this profession for a lot of women can be so much so that you forget your role as a woman.
But don't
you
you
know
feel
what?
like because you said that women are trying to be men, men are trying to be women. Don't you feel like women are being forced
to be masculine?
Because
so
men are not being men.
Are overly trying to do the feminine
Because that's what I
thing.
think.
So who's going to be the man? Someone's got to step up.
Which is why we got to bring it back.
This is it.
How do we bring it back?
Bring it back. What you're doing right now, highlighting something and talking about something so that when people watch it, we're actually watching something sensible and not hearing dumb things about how you should scam a man or how a woman should, a man should scam a woman. Or
no, it's true. Or the finessing and all that. The
real
real stuff that matters.
Yeah. Men come back. The real come back.
It's
the
true.
stable men come back.
Please.
You know?
Yeah.
Come back and
that's
claim
all we
what
want.
is all
That's
yours.
all
That's
we
what we
want.
want.
Like,
please.
I don't get it. The consistency's gone.
In
Men
every
have got
area.
too much emotion now. We're crying more than women now. It's crazy. What
Don't you think that's important?
I never said
for
don't
men
cry.
to be
to a degree.
Their emotion.
To a degree.
Gab said to a degree.
To a degree.
Not all the time. We're not going to make the crying thing a habit.
110% we're not.
There's some silent
Even
cries.
I don't cry all the time.
There's some silent cries that men do that women won't understand and never should really understand.
Okay.
It's a personal thing.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your job is to just comfort in that moment.
100%.
It's not something that you cry and it's like you can see the tears.
Okay.
But the silence sometimes is a cry. Comfort
It's
that
like
moment.
an internal
because
cry.
there's nothing that you can do about it. Otherwise, we're going to send you out in the street.
Oh.
Now, let's send my woman out in the street, am I? I've got to go back at them and go and figure it out. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the talk of a real man, though.
Play your role.
Most men don't talk like this anymore.
A lot of men don't talk like this.
I'm so...
But again, like I said, because what we have more than now than ever, from what I can see, and me and Los talk about this all the time, is that there's so much that we watch based on feelings, and what men and feelings, and you should be more understand and feelings. It's like, nigga, you might as well just put the cock here and put the tun here, and tell me I've got two. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to understand every damn feeling.
True.
I'm not.
I get that.
True.
But I'm gonna do my best.
True.
If you go, you upset? I'm gonna do my best. You need some flowers? You wanna go out? What do you wanna do? But don't expect me to be sitting
Take
there.
note, men who are watching. Just take note.
Like, take note, please, because this is a man speaking.
I don't even
want
want
to
to know.
Two heads.
If I'm being honest with you, I've got work to do. I've got things, but I'll give you as much time as I can to figure out whatever it is you're feeling. But please don't expect me to super understand. I'm not going to. I'm a man.
But as long as you're supportive, that's all that really matters.
There you go.
Yeah, a little reassurance goes a long way, you know.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, as women, we have our own lives. We juggle a lot.
We do.
Whether it's maintaining the household, having a job, raising the kids, all these things. Even when we have our emotional moments, we don't always have the luxury to have the breakdown because we've got so many
we can't
things
dwell in it.
to
There's
do.
too many things to do.
We can't dwell in it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Too many things to do.
It's so nice it would be very nice to have a man that recognizes that and can just see that, oh, you're a bit tense. How can I alleviate some of the stress?
But just because we understand that, this the part, just because doesn't mean we agree with it. Remember, a lot of men will turn around and say, what you're doing is a minor. They may not want to say it to you because you're in your moment, but they're thinking this is minor. But what we will always do,
I agree.
man will
Because
give grace.
when we
and
do
say,
look back on it,
it's a lot
our emotions, you do sometimes think, I was overreacting a little bit.
Yeah.
I do, because I'm an emotional wreck sometimes. And I do look back on it, you know, I am.
Overreacting, man.
I'll be overreacting, like.
But you're supposed to, because that overreacting, listen to this, that overreacting is what happens in situations where men are so nonchalant about certain things to do with kids that danger now happens to kids. We need that overreaction because sometimes we're just too relaxed.
Okay.
I know, I get
Can't
it.
we just have like a bit of a balance?
I give you the balance. Are you getting what I'm
I
saying?
get
You
what you
give me
mean.
the balance. Sometimes when I'm not in my emotional bag and I'm too whatever else, your comfort gives me that balance. That's why you're a woman. Your energy, my energy.
I think
Sometimes
it
you need to be out of
definitely-
your emotions and need to have some of the so I need to put some fire in your stomach to go back out there.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Some tough love. Do you know what I mean? I get that. But there has to be some balance. There has to be
Because
some
I
balance.
be having some breakdowns sometimes, and then I look back on it like the next
it's
day, and
like,
I'm
that really
like,
wasn't necessary, was
it weren't that necessary, because
Getting bare flustered and
like
stuff.
there was, we had a little situation where I was very emotional one morning, and she had to give me the reality of the situation, which I already knew.
Yeah.
But I was just so in my feelings.
So she was a man for you at the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
He was the man for you at the time.
'Cause I'm quite even though I'm a woman, and by default, my friends would say I'm emotional. I'm very much rooted in reality.
Yeah.
So I have probably a lot more logical sense than the average woman. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So oftentimes I'm like, okay, your emotions are your emotions. Sit with them for a moment. Don't just react because you're having this chemical reaction. Sit with them for a bit. Process them. It's maybe not that deep. Yeah. And oftentimes it actually isn't that deep.
But what happens now, is that what you're doing and what you're saying is perfectly fine, but then it makes you too tough.
I am too tough.
As spoken before, you're one of them kind of girls. It's like
Says is tough. I feel like we've got a balance here, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but she can't be your balance. We spoke.
Not like that. But it's just like no. As in a friendship, you need a balance.
In a friendship, you need a balance. Okay? Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, if that's how you want to rock.
No, I'm very much. I like men.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't really, but I don't like girls.
Georgia.
Right. So.
What you like, Georgia?
No, go away. Would you care to know, like, someone that you're dating, like their body count? Is it a question? Because I feel like don't ask me because I'm not going to ask you. I don't feel like it's anything that we need to discuss. Yeah. At your big age, Gabs, are you gonna ask
the lady her body count?
Oh, please.
The only reason why I would not ask, is only if I proper like you, and that might be the one thing that makes me think I don't like you anymore.
I mean, men do their CRBs anyway, so
like, generally speaking, I won't ask like what your body count is, but I'll ask like about your previous relationship.
Okay,
so you wouldn't say. So you wouldn't say how many men have you slept with?
No, I ain't gonna.
Okay,
I'm scared.
I think we all are.
I'm scared. I don't want to know. Because in the end, however we want to look at it, it's not so much about that. It's about how I deal with how I feel about you when you're in my presence. That's the only thing that matters. Because when we close the door, the outside world doesn't exist anymore.
You know what
I mean? And I don't live for expectations or people's perceptions. I live for me. And that's the main happiness. And if that happiness is going to be affected by you telling me you've done with oh my Lord. Especially if I've been kissing, hugging, you know, I've touched it. I'm locked in now.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this. You're gonna kill my fairy tale.
But men naturally, and some women as well.
Let me believe a lie.
You lot naturally do your CRBs anyway, right? As men, you do your CRBs. Yeah. A lot of men do. I don't know if you still do them.
I believe people do. I personally don't. I don't want to do that with me.
Cool.
People around me don't do that.
Okay.
But maybe they might do it in the other group chats. I don't know.
This is
I'm not gonna put a girl's picture in there and say, guys, who's this girl? Yeah, you're moving mad.
Oh no, but that's crazy. I think that's a wild way to run a CRB.
Oh no, but men do it.
Yeah,
they do.
I feel like it's just such a.
I've seen a man's group chat before.
You can't ask
nuts.
people some names
like
on
a
the
lot
phone,
of pictures
like a
in
normal
there.
conversation.
I wouldn't want to know. I think as women anyway, we don't really ask.
Yeah,
but we've grown up where it's like, what's your body count? How many men have you slept with? And then it's all the time. It's constant.
My thing would be very simple. You know, until you've shown me something, I'm not gonna ask. But the reality is you're better off telling me something I need to know
from the
jump.
jump.
Me find out.
I agree.
I'm PDA. I'm public display of affection. I'm not quiet.
Okay.
So if I'm walking with you in a place, the more than likely they're gonna see me squeeze your ass.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, if someone comes and whispers to me,
I've seen them walk in a place hand in hand.
If someone comes and whispers something to me saying, "Gab, you know that, and you didn't tell me," that's gonna be your biggest problem.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me that? If it's something that I don't need to know, then fine.
So what's something that you need to know?
Yeah.
If this is my friend here,
okay,
his friend, I need to know.
Oh,
okay.
If this is my friend here, and you did some business with this person and whatever else, I need to know.
So what if it was your friend?
I need to know.
Yeah.
Would you carry on dating this person though? That's the thing.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I need to process that because that's a person that I'm still going to talk to.
Okay.
And if I'm talking to that person thinking about how you sucked his cup, I'm
head's gone.
It's like the best man all over again.
Hey.
You know when he was about to get married and he's the best man's doing his wife. Like I don't know how I don't know. Especially if you swallow them. See,
Scabs.
It's all personal stuff.
This
You might look at it as, this is, whatever, it's normal. But for a lot of men, man, it's symbolic.
I hear it.
You want to be the only person that's nutted in your girl's mat.
But you're not, though.
The reality is...
I told you, I still believe in fairies. Let me
I'm here to,
you know what I'm saying?
let you know.
Back to earth. It's so like...
But you want to feel like you're the only one that's
You've
done
had,
it.
there's bears that have been in that
Like,
mouth.
come on, she can't just
See
be
what I'm
this...
saying? So listen, what you're doing right now, I have to drink now. I tell you, bruv, I can't, stop talking like this.
Sorry.
You're better off being innocent and being cute and just being quiet and just leave it like
I'm
that.
not innocent, hun.
Yeah, then trying to come at me too tough like that, listen, you're doing a bit too much. What the fuck is that? So then that is going to draw me into it. So how many people are busting your mind?
Oh, you're making this a
You get what I'm saying?
thing.
Like,
He's making this a thing.
That's when the energy starts kicking in. You see when the guy starts
I get
kicking into
you.
that, it's because of that energy that you're giving there. If you have done...
But I get that.
Because
But
now man's angry and upset.
But at the same time, yeah, but you're triggered over what? The truth.
But a lot of men, their egos are very fragile.
I get it, but what is the point of sitting here acting like you haven't had Willy in your mouth when you have? Like,
but I'm not gonna go to a guy.
No, I know. I wouldn't.
You just let it out.
You know what it is?
I haven't done that.
At the moment that a man is coming at you like that, and a man is on you like that as he's pissed off, your response should really be, baby, we don't need to do this. Try and in a feminine way. Try to
100%.
Yeah.
No, I would never ever say that.
You say, you might as well give me real though. Listen.
No, but I'm telling you, you like to live in this fairy tale Disney movie.
Not completely. I accept there's a reality.
Okay.
I just don't want to hear it in a certain kind of way.
All right, cool.
Do you know what? If a man wants to live in a fairy tale, I'll let him.
Trust me,
that is totally fine with me.
But then when he wants to come back to reality, then you've got to deal with all of that. It's long.
Not necessarily. Because you won't be in the places where you need to deal with it.
Fair enough.
Because you're reassured.
I hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no one's saying you ain't whatever. I'm just saying, be careful of how real you want to be with me, innit? Because when we become, when we enter something like that and we become emotionally possessive, you are property.
Okay.
And that's how men see it as. They see
it's
it
going to be hard for us to accept.
It's crazy.
Even though we know secretly, don't give it to us to our face. Like, just be very careful with how you're doing this.
Okay.
I'm invested in you.
Don't over talk.
I've been honest with a man before, tried to move to me, talking to me. I let him know that I used to see his friend.
How did that work out?
The conversation, no, it died down, but I was honest. Because I just got to a stage where I'm not gonna lie, because you're most probably gonna run your CRB and it's gonna come back that okay, she used to see my friend or whatever. Do you get what I mean? So from the jump, it was like, look, because we were talking, and I could see it's with vibes in. I was like, look, X, Y, and Z. Absolutely fine. I didn't really care because it just weren't. I'm not gonna let it get that deep in and then let you know.
Fair enough.
Because I understand that you could really retreat and I'm going to be hurt. So let me just tell you from the jump.
Yeah.
Charge it.
Like I said, though, that's a need to know.
Yeah, no, facts. That's why I said it.
Man need to know. The one that you did in Ibiza on a random, let's pretend like that never happened. Let's pretend you didn't even go Ibiza.
Yeah.
That's me living my own life. Cool. Yeah, you didn't. You was at a church retreat. It's cool.
Okay.
We don't need to know that one. But if it's directly like something I need to know.
Yeah.
Say it to me straight.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because if I get emotionally invested into you, and you then comes out, we're gonna have a serious problem.
But could you understand why women might not want to?
Yeah, of course. Because you don't want to lose what in actual fact could be the potential husband or relationship that you've been looking for. Especially when you find all the qualities in the man that you want.
So does this same rule apply to you guys? Like if you were seeing someone and you know this person's around someone that you've done a thing with or whatever, would you let that person know? It does go both ways. It does go both ways because I don't want to hear that someone I'm seeing has done a thing with my friend.
I mean, if it's like your direct friend, I'll tell you, me and your friend used to. But then I'd expect also that she would have told you that anyway.
Yeah, I would expect my friend to have told me.
Yeah, but if it's a need to know, I'll tell you.
Literally.
Yeah, no, and that I just feel like at this age, we're not young anymore. It was years ago. I think before I even had my daughter, but I just feel like at this age, why do we have to lie? Like, you're gonna run a CRB anyway. A lot of men are, and it's gonna come out. Or if you don't run a CRB, I don't, because people lie.
Exactly.
People can lie because they couldn't get you. They'll tell this man that they've had you to throw him off the scent. Men do that. Yeah. It's terrible. But I would rather let you know than we're out somewhere. Trust me. I know your friend, and then men like to talk as well. Maybe not then and there, but you know it's coming. So just get it out the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to think I've ever been in that situation.
At some point, it's gonna come.
I don't think I've ever been in that scenario.
Imagine I fall in love with you now. I'm hooked in, and you tell me you shut up.
But I feel like if it was your friend, you would know, innit?
Not necessarily. Some people don't talk.
Some friends ain't talking.
No, but you wouldn't know your man's close friend. No, but what I'm saying
like, what are you talking about?
No,
like,
what I'm saying is, if I'm
you wouldn't even see me with a girl
if
too
I'm
tough.
in a relationship, I would know my partner's close friends. Do you know what I mean? You don't know how you not gonna know.
Yeah, but there's some girls. There's some girls.
Gonna find out.
But again, sometimes they don't. Some
Nah,
guys
sometimes
actually
you
go to the
don't,
grave with
yeah.
that shit. They'll be like, bro, they'll just be like, I'm not saying nothing. But then some of them will say something and then wait to see if the girl's gonna say something. If she doesn't, then that's the red flag there. But again, some guys actually fight their actual feelings. They know that the brethren slapped it, but they're so hooked on it. They know they want to say no mentally, but emotionally they just can't say no. Like,
it's a hard one, man, because the thing is as well, if you find out, then really, what are you doing? If you really like this person, what are you doing? Are you gonna call it off? Or, because imagine that was like teenagers.
do you know what's so mad? You call it off, the girl show up at your house, waiting. After a while, you cave. But it's a process of abuse that a girl's gonna go through to get that trust back, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? If it's not worth it, you know what I'm saying? Because
she's gonna have
when
to
a man is hurt, it's not the same as when a woman's hurt. When we're hurt,
You're hurt.
It's unforgivable. Whereas when we're more forgiving, do you get what I'm saying? Men,
you could forgive as a man,
but you're gonna pay
one day. Like, you could just be sitting there just looking at her on the couch
and just hate her
and
guts.
just hate her for like
hate her guts.
And you don't even know why you hate her, but like it's crazy. Like, when men hurt, we hurt.
They hurt. Yeah.
Because when we love,
you love.
Guys love.
Like.
So again, going back to it though, like, honestly,
because of this love, it's mad.
But what would you do? All right, so let's say you've been dating this person. She does tell you, so she's been honest. Like, look, I've slept with your friend. It was when I was like 18. You lot all in your 30s now. What?
Before we've done anything, before you just told me from the jump.
Yeah, from the jump.
I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
I ain't in it. I'm not gonna go deep in it.
It was like when they were 16 and it wasn't even really a relationship.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, it was just a thing.
What kind of brethren is this? One of my main set? As in,
so
you come to my house set?
Right, so main set, you're calling it off. Okay. So if it was like outside friends, just friends that, not your main friends.
Like mutuals.
Oh, then that's a bit like, and you was 18?
Yeah, you're young.
Oh, come on, man. What you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, but my main set? Would it going to be my house?
Nah, that's true.
It's true, because you're going to have your girl there in her little dressing gown, cooking dinner, and the man them up. Yeah. Hold on.
The main set is part of the groomsmen. And in the line, he chopped my wife. Absolutely not. God forbid.
My stomach
God
is hurting.
forbid.
Yeah,
I'm sick at the thought of it as well. Because imagine the bride walking down. You see the groomsmen. You chopped that friend, and then the husband is there and he's crying. You don't know why he's crying.
You've seen my girl's pussy?
Long day.
And we boys, as in we go on holiday, we talk.
Yeah.
So you're going to ask me, how's so-and-so and the kids? Knowing you've seen my girl's pussy? Shit, nah, I don't know if I can handle that. My stomach is hurting at the thought of it. And if my stomach starts hurting, there's a problem, man. There's a problem. No, I'd rather not get involved. Let's try and find someone else. Let's do something else.
Steve,
Have you been in that position before though?
No, I haven't been in that position, but I tell you what I have been in. No, I had to think carefully about it because, wait, have I? No. But what I've been in a relationship with someone who was young. We broke up, yeah, but remember them times when you broke up when you was young? You ain't really broke up. It's like we're not together, but you know we're
Have
together.
they got shoe covers
If
there?
you get what I mean, it's them childish dumb ones. You know them ones there. That happened, and she slept with someone that I know, and that fucked me up. As in, we had fights.
Oh, I think I know
We got
that
physical.
story.
Did I tell you about it? I told you a lot of shit, didn't I, Selma?
What's his name?
It's a cold world we live in.
I don't want to say names on the camera.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's not fair. But yeah,
Who we went?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that fucked me up. Like when I heard that, I was like,
This one as well.
yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Do we know this person at all?
But ask me if I still went
You
back.
are still cool.
Of course you did. Of course you went back.
I'm so invested in
Dirty
this
Gabs.
at the time. It's like, but I'm gone back, but I still hate you. So it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? At this point now, that was the first time in my life where I could say, like, there's physical fighting. As in we're trying to beat each other up all the time.
Right, so we've got some new guests.
No.
You're going mad.
No.
We've got Chronic here.
How do you spell that?
Oh my days.
No, but let's have it a
my
hundo.
days.
You asked me for a reason, innit? What is it? Chronic? Is it chronic? There's a lot of chronics.
Chronics or
You're
chronic.
Right, so let's have it 100, yeah, for people that don't know. Chronics with the, I think it's X at the end. That's Skanking Sweet. Skanking Sweet, that guy. Then there's Chronic Law, Bad People.
You're Chronic, right?
I'm Chronic, the only Chronic in the UK.
Okay.
Let's just make that like official, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't see all them other guys. You can see me, I'm here. They're not here, I'm here. So I'm the only Chronic in the UK, yeah?
Right, so we've got the only Chronic in the UK here. And off camera, we've got a good friend.
You're not my good friend. Family.
He's our good friend,
Alright, cool.
Nams. Yeah? So we're getting right back to it. This is the spill or sip part where we're going to ask questions.
Who's this guy?
We've already introduced him.
But introduce him to me.
You know him.
Who is he today? Is he saying his body count and all that? I'm wife for that, but I'm not trying to know.
No.
But I'm saying, is it a brutally honest one? Is he? Because he don't know.
No. Oh, he's drawing you out.
No, but I'm saying, who knows? Really, only.
No, we haven't
who's supposed
discussed.
to know? Only girls are supposed to know.
No, we haven't. No one's disclosing their body count.
We discussed whether it was relevant.
Oh, it's
Whether
best
it's
to-
relevant or not.
And you obviously chose that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Because it's mad if we choose for it to be, innit? Because then it will have to be.
So do you feel like body count's irrelevant?
Who
would
said
you
that?
ask
No,
a
it's
girl?
definitely relevant.
Okay.
Of course it's relevant. How can it not be relevant?
So you would ask someone?
No, but what is it relevant to? What though? Is it like if you just depends what you're out here looking for, innit?
In the
go with a
dating
girl.
culture,
so
you'll see
that might not
someone.
be relevant to you if you're getting what you want or whatever. But if you're putting any value on something, then how much time it's being used definitely matters, innit?
So would you ask?
Would I ask
It all depends, as you said, it all depends on
what you're looking for?
gender, innit? If we're dating just to have a fun time, I don't care. If I'm looking at you as a wife, I need to know.
Yeah, you're not because
So you're going to ask at your big age,
At my big
how
age,
many men
at-
have you slept
at
with?
my big age, if I'm looking to take you super serious, and
yeah, if you want to join this enterprise,
at our big age, we're going to discuss everything in every department. So that might come up in topic of conversation.
So would you outrightly ask, or would it, when someone's
no, not
sharing their
sly, bait.
experiences,
Yeah, I need to know
but
bait.
we'll be flowing,
So you
innit?
would just
I need to know if you're gonna shake.
so you would just straight up
Yeah,
ask?
yeah. If I give you too
How
much
many
time.
men have you slept with? That's what you're asking.
No.
Man, no matter how man asks it,
No, it's important.
not how you ask
To
it.
who?
Yeah, no, like,
How you be.
no. So that's
Is
what
that
you would
how
ask.
Is that how you would
Very
phrase
childish.
it?
Not
Okay,
trying to be super
Chronic, how would you
articulate,
phrase it?
asking how much do you
Well, being as every person's an individual and people open up in different ways, depending on how you're viewing this girl, it's how much respect you're going to put on how you ask that question.
Okay.
But the question you're asking is how why it's so relevant, yeah? Because every single relationship, fuck shit, whatever entanglement you have with another person, that's now left conditioning on your mind on how your further relationships are going to be, on how good you can lie or not lie. However, those things, basically, if we're gonna set something up for life, and I'm gonna be what I'm supposed to be, provide and protect for you and what stuff, and I'm gonna help to build you. If I don't know where the cracks are, how do I know where to fix? And nobody's perfect. So if you've gone and cracked up yourself, yeah, like because you've just not been aware of bare things, so you had sex on the stairways, one broke your heart, all of these things. When you get to me now, it's mad, isn't it? Because whether you deny them or not, these mileages have still happened. So the wear and tear is still there. There's wear and when now we've gone. If you want to start being with people for a long period of time or set up shops and all that stuff, it's not just your physical appearance now. If your soul's damaged, because some beats were disrespectful, some beats were in Dubai, a lot of mad things have happened to your brain even. So when we're having a normal conversation, you're on a defensive, you're moving mad. Like, I just want to go to Dubai to buy diamonds, I was going to buy you a ring and that, but you've got PTSD. But we've not spoke about this bit, but you're shaking at the airport. Like, yeah, you didn't know, I was just going to buy you a ring. I thought this was the spot. But in your earlier life or in another skin, it was mad for you. So, of course, that's going to cut in because now, them genes, you might have a Jezebel spirit now. We just have a daughter. But we never spoke about this bit until now our daughter's got a double Jezebel spirit and it's just all, because these things cut in now. Yeah. Like, we're old enough to now know physical health, mental health, spiritual health. So we now know all these mileages is spiritual health and all these. Allow me, brother. I want to just be good-spirited. I want the marriage to be blessed. You're coming with mad demons. They want to be invited.
Are you not?
Am I not what?
You're not coming with demons?
Not sexual ones.
No.
No, so then all my demons not coming to where we're getting married. Sexual demons are. They might still.
So it's only females that have sexual demons.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're not getting. No.
In this scenario.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, do you not care how much people a guy sleeps with?
I'm mindful of it.
Shall I tell you why it doesn't matter and why it's not the same? Because you are the holder, we're the giver. So
I don't want a man that's just been everywhere though.
Yeah, but that's just your preference. I don't want a man that's just been everywhere.
Yeah, because he asked me, do I mind? I would prefer if he wasn't just everywhere.
At the present time of dating you, but if that there's things that come. A man being the leader of our relationship, it should be sexually he should be more advanced than you. Because he's going to teach you stuff. Not of your own body. Yeah, you're going to know where it makes you feel nice, but you shouldn't be teaching me mad stuff. You've just done...
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be taught that by being with multiple women. He doesn't need to be experienced being with multiple people. I feel like it just shows a lack of sexual discipline.
Not necessarily.
It definitely does.
That's a lot to you. When you say multiple, what's multiple to you? Like, when you feel like, nah, it's too much.
I don't even think I can put a number on it. It's just that if all the people in the room, I'd be uncomfortable. Like if the room was full and you've slept with all of them, that's a lot of people.
That's going to the far extreme.
But that's not many people. There's people that have slept with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 easily.
Yeah, but how are they going to be in the same room?
They might not fit in this room, but I'm just saying, to see them all in a room would be like, rah, that's a lot.
If you even saw just all your friends in the same room, it would be a lot. It's a far extreme to see all your sexual partners in one room.
No, I'm not saying I would see them, but I'm saying...
To be able to see all a girl's sexual partners through her attitude is mental. Because you can see someone who's been damaged. And it could just be damaged by just one person. You don't have to be damaged by a bare people. But what I'm trying to say is when... A man is supposed to choose a girl. She's supposed to get chosen. She's not supposed to be out here choosing, to be seeing bare flaws and forget all that. Yeah, just work on being ready for that when you're chosen by the person that loves you, not by who you love, because you're not trained to love anyone.
I think everyone's flawed though.
But then it always breaks down to that. Why are you even giving yourself away? The person that's supposed to be giving you away will be more trained than you to see flaws because they're not blinded by emotion. They don't actually like this person. If we like someone, of course we're going to start making faces in the clouds. we're gonna mold them to be. They're gonna. You know what I mean? Okay, we've got flaws. Okay, let's not judge each other and that. But if you're giving away your daughter, you might be a bit less like friendly with that judgment. You know.
So you two care about body count.
Definitely.
You don't really care about body count.
Only
me,
from trying to
with me, it's a bit like it's not something that I super care about at this stage in my life. But I can't have you, like I said, if it's everyone. Like,
No, facts, yeah, I get that.
That's understandable.
That's very understandable.
We're gonna converse about it. It's not gonna be something that I'm.
What
gonna
if she was
converse
a hoe in
about.
her country, but she's here now and she's not trying to be a hoe?
I mean, again, if it's a hoe in, if it's a hoe.
That's
in
a
another
far
country,
extreme as well, though, isn't
if it's a
it?
hoe in
A
another
lot of
country-
girls used to work back home to get the maybe through education or maybe to get here's different
I
settings
don't
of
know
pattern.
any
But hear what I'm
personally.
saying,
They're not
respectfully,
sexy.
based on what Tred's saying, that's cool. If you're a hoe in another country and you come here, I'm not that desperate.
I was
So
meant to
again, it's
know
like if you
if it was the body
if
count.
you've openly told me that you're a hoe in another country, which is that you've had God knows how many, then respectfully for me, I'm gonna say, well, that's not really gonna work for me, is it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about you've had the sex with, it matters to me. Like I said, but to a degree. I'm not gonna.
Don't be moving like some girl.
You know,
No. What we can never do is before you come, I said to you,
Yeah.
I'm not bothered about it.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
Facts, yeah.
I can't go to an event and
Everyone's had sex.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Like, used to care, but you don't.
No, but my level of care is not.
It's not the way yous lot care. It's not the same, hun.
You're
lot
gonna
are
ask how many numbers.
No,
What
no.
is who? As far as I'm concerned, if it's an open conversation and we're talking,
It's always
No,
like
guys.
I'm not gonna. And that's not the first thing I'm gonna think about. I want to know your mind. I want to
You know
know
what
you.
made me say that?
Oh, God.
Because you said, she made the same comparison, them being here, innit? If there's everyone in the room and you beat everybody in the room, which is like the farthest dream because you're not really going to see that. So why I said to you
Just so
that,
it could be one man.
no,
So you super fancy this girl. I've forwarded now. I think no, I might slap this thing over, innit?
But what did we say? What did we say?
Yeah.
If he did,
Yep.
he's personal to me.
Yep.
All bets are off.
No, and that's what he said. If
I
it
didn't
was,
say that.
But if
He did say it, yeah.
If he's brethren that I don't mess around with,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna be a bit. But if he's brethren,
don't matter.
Don't matter,
come
yeah.
on, like
Like
it's
I
getting a
said,
bit
guys.
silly now.
like I said, that's why I made the
It's all
example.
circumstantial, you know.
What if it's okay? She's in a different country. She's being honest with you now. You've met her on genuine
I
terms.
respect the honesty.
She hasn't been any. So now it's not how much people can see. It's because the question is, does the number, is it relevant? How many she's had? So if you don't know none of these people and they're in a total different country, said when I was in my country, whatever, I was
my thing with what you're saying there is that based on what they're saying, we're looking at it from a standard UK kind of.
yeah, we are.
Like
Yeah,
dating,
here,
kind of
yeah.
We're dating.
Yeah.
What
Live in the
you've
UK.
described is something to me personally, which is that first of all, you've come from wherever you come from. God knows how many you've taken. But like
Same in
and
England,
the
though.
number,
God knows is in England
but again,
as well.
but like we said with the England situation, it's like
honest.
if it's you, no. If it's you, no. If it's your brethren, I can somewhat. But if it's like too much going
No.
on and you've done too much, allow me. But when you're talking about you have openly said you've been banging for
You
money.
want to lie. You want
God
to
knows
lie.
how much money
It
you've
don't have
had
to
to
be
make
money.
to bank.
It don't have to be money. It don't have to be money. Like
Okay,
I
but
said,
that's what you described.
Yeah, no. I said just in another country, you could just to take away my friend and my friend and my friend. But if the same number, but it's stranger.
Then I need to know what kind of a hoe you are, because I don't really feel like in the UK I need to
Doesn't
go.
mind.
I need to take someone from abroad, come here,
Okay.
and rebrand you.
Okay, this is the you hit the nail on the head.
There's so many girls in the UK. Why have I got to go all the way there to rebrand
You
you?
hit the nail on the head. Does a high number body count mean you're a hoe?
No,
Let's start there.
I don't think so. I think that no. So
What makes you a hoe then?
no. Hold on. Let me just. Yeah. No. Sorry. Listen.
Let's go, Jordan.
Right.
Shout.
So it depends what you class as a high body count. So let's put a number into the equation. All right, cool. Let's say a girl, for some men, 15 is a high body
It's
count.
about what age, though.
Right?
You've got
And no.
something
I
like
do feel like it's how it's done. Because a girl could have slept with 5 people, you're going to think, oh, she's an angel. Or whatever it is that men think, you're going to think this is reasonable. But what if 3 of them was one night stands and the other 2 she was getting bent over on the stairs? Does that not make you a hoe? but you're still a hoe. So you'd rather, hold on, so you'd rather the girl that has had 5 bodies. Wait, we're going to get there. Listen, you'd rather the girl, I say this all the time, you'd rather the girl that has had 3 one-night stands, been bent over twice on the stairs. I personally know someone who's had a lot of one-night stands, but she's not even over 10 yet. Yeah?
You do what?
Over 10, no. She hasn't had 10 bodies. Yeah? Right. Then there's the girl who has had, I'm 32, yeah? Let's say my body count is 15, 20, right? Hold on. But I've had sex with 2 people every year since the time I lost my virginity. How does that make me a hoe? It's context.
It's true.
It's context.
Context changes.
It's context. Context changes things though.
Earlier when we were speaking, when we was younger,
15.
Okay, cool.
15. I'm 32. Let's say I lost my virginity at 15. I've had 2 men every year. That don't make someone a hoe. I'm sorry.
My point with what we were saying earlier, if you remember,
the years.
That don't make someone a hoe.
No. Listen to this.
I could have been in a relationship. No, that's a question. But the question here is, am I a hoe?
Georgia, based on being a kid, we're gonna say, yeah, you're a hoe. Based on now, as a grown up, when you actually look at it from the perspective of 2 every year.
Yeah. Since you was 15.
So that's what I said. When you say the number 20 or number 25, it's like
wow, big numbers.
You do 25 in fucking 1 month.
Thank you.
You are an adult.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
You got a daughter, yeah?
Yeah.
Your daughter's telling you, mum, if every year you're seeing 2 men at the yard, 2 different men every year, you're going to talk to your daughter.
That wouldn't happen.
No. But this is the thing. Come on, let's be real. The 2 men every year are not in the house.
No man was ever brought to my mother's house.
Facts.
Why wouldn't that happen?
Because it's an African household.
Cool.
I never dare brought a man
I'm
to
trying
my
to say
mother's
West
house.
Indians.
No, in Africa, I grew up as an African. I can only speak from my experience. Men were not running through the house.
So cool. They're not coming to the house, but you see your
Hold on. Can I just interject? That's not an African household. That's a household that has discipline, principles.
But check this.
Caribbeans have it, British people have it, all Indian, Asians
I
have
can
it.
only speak from my African heritage and my own experience, my lived experience. Do you know what I mean? I can't.
I think
That's
you're
black
right.
as a whole.
Inside the yard, if there's a bench or whatever, she's always with a different. Every 6 months, there's a different guy. Would you have a serious conversation with your daughter?
Yeah, of course I would.
Why?
Because what's going on, babe?
So back to your point.
That don't make.
That's the issue.
But I'm not
Okay.
gonna say. Obviously, if there's because she's getting
you
older.
saw the same thing in your
I'm
daughter,
hoping you're making
No,
better
100%. But listen, but my thing is,
You
yeah.
have to look at girls as if that was my daughter, would I feel like it's okay?
But a lot of yous lot
It's
don't.
okay,
Let me not even do that.
Don't excuse your, not you, but girls who think like that. Don't excuse your hoism because you're just.
But hold on, the question still hasn't been answered.
What's the question?
The question was. So
You're saying she's a hoe.
no. The question I think should be. Hold on.
Been at school.
The question should be, why can you not hold down a relationship? It's
I
not.
asked that question.
Yeah, no, but that's already. I've had these conversations before, so that's a question. Yeah,
I asked that question.
I hear that, but it was always going to be a question. But so what? So you'd rather the girl that's had 3 one-night stands, been bent over twice on the stairs, as opposed to the girl that's had 2 every year?
All of you are going to get treated how hoes get treated.
Eh?
Cool.
I think sometimes if it get out easy, like women can lie.
Because women
Yeah,
can
no,
lie.
but you see your first example
You know what I
of the
mean?
girl
You being
that's
love
had
with someone that's
everything
bent over on the
early,
stairs,
yeah?
you don't even know it.
Look, imagine, just for instance, if you're meeting her close to the 4 or 5 or something, she's hot news. I don't know. This was in college. This was whenever. Or whatever, then you might care. But if you're like, okay, you're 35. You've met her. She was a hoe in school. She was a hoe in whatever.
So that changes.
No, but
that
what I'm trying to
changes
say
things?
is that these 5 what you're talking about, they're bent over the all that stuff. All of that's happened, but it happened. But it's not happening. The girl that's taking the 2 man every year, it's happening. It's going to happen again next year. The girl that it happened at school or wherever, it happened.
So what if it wasn't at school?
No, but that's
No,
she's with them. OG Nikki is for the back screaming la la la. Fuck 6 months. And no one's wife in that.
She's not, no, because she's embracing it and making
But
it
she's
mad.
most probably, You don't know, she could be wifed off. A lot of hoes are wifed off.
No, but not by the guys in that area. I promise you.
That's fine, but she's still wifed off.
No, she's one. Everyone's pissed that everyone beat, but she's good. Oh, it's not mine. That's meant.
Right, guys. Anyways, this is interesting, but we've got to move on to the spill or sip.
Oh my
You
God,
don't
they're
drink?
sipping. I forgot to sip.
Yeah.
Go on.
No.
So I'll
So
ask you a question,
Go
and
on.
you have a spill, and if you don't choose to spill, you just sip your drink.
What's the spill?
So whatever
Oh,
we ask
spill
you,
the
yeah, so
tea.
spill
Yeah.
the tea, that type
I
of
thought
thing.
we were just wasting alcohol. You can't.
No,
I've
no,
got
no,
these things on my feet.
I feel like we've covered some
We've
of
pretty
these
much
though.
covered these
Like, would you
questions.
date someone if their body count was
Or
triple yours?
Triple mine's man. Triple mine is so wild.
Look at Gabs. Look at the facial
Whatever your
expressions.
number is, triple that. That's
No,
you
no,
know,
it's mad.
unless you're on one,
No, thank you.
You know
then
why it's
triple
mad,
that
yeah?
is free. Alright, cool. But anything upwards of 5, it's like rah. We're tripling it. The maths is mathing.
No, please.
And it's looking like a lot of people. You don't even have to go that high up in numbers. By the time you triple it,
Have you
it's
answered
crazy.
yet? But you're asking us a
Do
question.
you get what I'm saying?
No, because I
You
mean,
say with our wives.
no, but we've had a male answer.
Would you
but-
date someone?
Would you date someone?
Of course, I would date someone.
Okay.
What's dating got to do? I'm not trying to vibe. I'm just dating. We're just catching a vibe.
I'm just trying to fuck.
Yeah, that's dating now.
Cool.
And that is a big thing, you know. A lot of girls don't know the difference between being able to fuck or get fucked and being no, because let's have it right. Everyone, if you can go somewhere and madly stick it on someone or put it on a plate, but that doesn't add any to your value because it's anyone. And when you see people on the streets doing it, you've got something to say. Prostitute. If you see a prostitute, you don't think nothing great about her. But when you're doing it because you're angry or because you're whatnot, you're checking your hoe friend that's 30 in it. You know what I mean? Like it's happening.
I say you
It's
got,
happening.
You just got to establish. There's 2 types of girls: girls that you have a good time with, and girls that you're looking to wife. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, I don't care. You got to be 100 man.
But 100 wives have came from a good time. Let's have it 100. Yeah, 100. It's all fun and games saying that, but when the girl's gone out to have a good time as well, what's happening is pregnancies are happening and relationships are being formed. What's happening is, like, a lot of things happen via mistakes.
Yeah.
The mistake happens, you try to patch it up, make a good, because just because it's a mistake, because people ain't bad people, innit? Just because you've gone out to have a good time.
That's why you got to have a level of understanding and communication. They both need to know, and the girl needs to know. Say like me, boom, we see each other, and then we're just having a good time, but then you got pregnant. But I've already let you know I don't commit, I don't do that. That's for you to be emotionally intelligent to know that it is where it was, and I'm still going to be there and provide.
Okay, cool.
But we're not together, but we're still
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Or we rate the self-belief, thinking you can change a man, or that you're gonna work with this miracle because you're doing it every day at breakfast and at lunchtime and dinner time, but doing it in a relationship's mad. But but it's just a thing where, like, I just think people just need to stick to the rules. No, because there's a silent rules that's made, innit? Let's everyone stop pretending.
Would you date or settle down with someone who has children?
Yes.
What I say that again?
I'm just sipping
Would
because
you
I want to
date
sip.
or settle down with someone who has children?
When do you sip or you don't sip or spill?
So if you
just keep
if
sipping.
you
If
will,
You don't want to answer it.
if you don't want to
I
answer
don't wanna
it,
answer it,
then
I
you
just
sip
sip.
your drink. But if you're thirsty, sip your drink anyway.
Have you dated a baby mom before? Have you beat a baby mom before?
Yeah, but
Just
Would you be with someone?
Would you settle down with
There's a
someone?
difference between dating and being with someone.
I know you said date or settle
Right, date or settle down.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
You wouldn't settle down with someone who has children.
I don't think I would settle down with someone. This is what I'm saying. The question is settle
She's
down.
saying 2 things. She's saying, would you date or
No,
settle down?
settle down. I won't settle. I don't think I can settle down with someone that's got a kid
Why?
because I just don't know how to process seeing your kid more than I see my own.
Damn.
I don't know how to. I've struggled with this and I've tried to find sense in it, and I don't see how I could be with you
Like, all
and
depends-
you have a
all
kid.
depends on the circumstance. No?
Call it what you want.
No, but-
Generally speaking, when the girl has a kid,
But listen to this.
go on.
Your kid lives with you, yeah?
My kid lives with me.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's a circumstance.
Yeah, no, I'm repeating.
Yeah,
My
your
kid lives with me.
your
My kid lives with me. Okay,
you.
go on.
Mum's not about. She got a parish.
Yeah.
The girl lives with you, yeah?
Yeah.
Paris just
And
crazy.
you've met
Yeah.
someone else
Wild.
that also got a kid, but you clicking it.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you're gonna live together. You can still be with her, but
Be in your own house.
This is crazy.
So then, well, if you throw different things into it, it changes the trajectory of the question. That one was a very simple one.
Yeah, I get
Basically,
you. Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
very
Based on that circumstance that you're
It's
talking about,
different. It changes it.
to a degree, I could say yeah, but then I also have to recognize that I'm going to be investing also in your kid like I would do my own, and I just don't know.
You're a man for the kids, no?
I am a man for the kids, but that's a profession. That's a job. When you know there's a difference between a job and your own kids. You know them ones there?
Yep.
I couldn't consciously tell you I could give you the same heart as I would do my own kid to that woman's kid. I give you my heart.
But you might not be
'Cause I'm-
required
'cause-
to.
I think that's very honest.
You say that, but
rate
again, I'm just going based on a number of different feelings
rate
that
it.
I would have. First and foremost, if you're in the same house with me, I have my kid and you have your kid, I can't now look at your kid as not my kid. So then I also need to understand, is the dad still around? Is the surname going to be the same? Am I, is this kid in my will?
But are these not
Because again, remember, culturally speaking, there's factors for me that apply. Do you get what I'm saying? There's other factors that apply personally for me.
You're a guy that's been on the block and defended your friend like a brother.
And again, not like a brother, not like a brother, as a brother. Yeah? But the bottom line is that you're not my responsibility. You're my bro. My own brother. Hold on. My own brother is not my responsibility. You're my bro. I cannot tell you what to do and what not to do when you do it. But what I can always do is be here for you when you need me.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a kid, I am investing in you, which is that everything you do and how you do it and where you go and how you do it, where you go, is a reflection of me. That's a different level of pressure. Now,
It
you
is,
and I
I hear
both know
it.
we have brethren
That's so honest.
that
That's
in
so
actual
honest.
fact,
Very honest.
Take,
we can
you know.
go on,
This is a man.
showed mad love.
Listen, just listen.
Go on.
You showed love to you, you've helped out.
Go on.
They're nothing to do with you, but if they're in trouble, because of the love you got for them, you
Yeah.
go out your way, you put yourself
Yes.
in harm and everything.
I agree.
To be there for that
I
person.
agree.
That could be the same with someone else's kid.
But there's a limit. When you keep on doing the same thing,
Yeah.
I will
Whereas when
leave
it's
it
your
alone.
own, it's different.
when with my own kid,
Your own kid can
with
go
my
off
own
and
kid, my level of patience that I would have with my own kid will be different from one of the buckies on the block. I'd like to think that the buckies on the block will listen to me more than my own kid. But if you don't, I have to remind myself, I already have a kid.
Right,
Are you
guys,
getting what I'm saying?
Guys,
Sorry.
so with that question, we're
Sorry,
going to
sorry,
move
my
on
bad, my bad.
to baby mamas, baby daddies, and dating.
So that was-
Yes.
Say it again.
So we're moving on to the next segment, basically. So that
moving on.
last
Where was
question
all the
was
sipping?
basically a prompt
Oh, prompt. Oh, shit.
into
Yeah.
the next segment because we spent so much,
I was
like, a lot of
having
time on
wild
body count.
PTSD.
2 hours. So yeah.
Right. So why does society judge women with kids versus men with kids differently?
Because we are different.
Women are
Definitely
different.
different from
Let's start there.
I need an explanation. Why does society judge women with kids versus men differently?
Because you were born with maternal, you've been basically given the tools. So if you've been given all the tools, how can you fuck up the job? Like a man doing the job, he can be seen as great when it's not even to use it. It should be someone with the correct tools. You'd be like, oh, that's not great. Why is he picking himself up? Because we did it with no tools. Like we've done it because you want to do it, not because you don't even know why you're doing it. You're maternal. You're just doing it naturally. Like you don't even know what's going on.
Believe in that.
What the
question you just asked.
The
do you not
question-
believe in that?
the perception of baby mothers
Yeah.
compared
Versus
to
baby fathers.
There's
is a
definitely
big
a,
difference.
there's definitely a stigma.
What kind of stigma?
What do you mean?
The stigma that when pretty much when you're a baby mum, you've even made a reference to that we're no longer like kind of valuable. Like a man with
'Cause
money
you
wouldn't
fucked
want to
up.
be with us because
now
we're-
you're talking about,
do you get what I'm saying? Yes, like dating and things like that.
okay,
So
and
the
also-
negative stigma, like I feel like women that are mothers, single mothers, are judged a bit harshly in comparison to dads,
110%.
to men that are just baby
Let
dads.
me simplify it for you, yeah? Because some people, I didn't grasp what you were saying.
It's all about how you perceive the question, though.
So then,
Definitely.
Back to what you said when I made that comment, yeah?
Yeah.
In terms of when you have a child, you're a single mum, remember, someone has to come into your situation and take over and be all that for you, innit? So would someone, because we're talking about tax brackets and rich people, whatever, guys with money, yeah, cool. Why wouldn't they just go for someone else that ain't got a situation, that ain't got a kid? Because it'll be easier for them.
But
it could
how
be
will it
easier,
be easier?
But why is it easier? Because there's no.
All right, so because there's no child, but
you
there's a lot more than just children that men need to worry about.
That's what I'm saying.
And your baby father, and whatever goes on with that. Do you understand? Because you might have a baby father that just ain't leaving you alone. Now what I got to do, go to jail. Because I love you, but he ain't leaving you alone. I've got to defend you now.
Yeah.
Put myself into that situation.
There's just
mental.
We are definitely judged differently.
I definitely think we're definitely judged differently in comparison to men that have got multiple kids with multiple women.
I think personally, honestly speaking, from a societal standpoint, there is an expectation from you that's not from us.
110%.
And the expectation is that you should have more self-control than we do.
And
the expectation is that you should know better.
Why is that?
Than what we
why
do.
is that societal standard even in place?
Let me bait something up.
They might be in love with the guy, and the guy's fucked up, so then they will have no choice but to leave.
Yeah.
So then.
But again, there is an expectation that you should pick wisely. Just because man come to you with all the things, just because I come to you with all the things that tell you I'm the perfect guy, you need to know how to discern.
But then how are we supposed to know? People pretend.
Because men are gonna hunt whether you like it or not.
Let's start with.
I never told you how. I just told you there is an expectation that you should know how to discern better than we do. We are gonna hunt. If we see something that we like, even when we know this person has fucked that person, we will still do it if we are lustful. That's us. You need to know things better than what we do. Unfortunately,
let's put everything.
It's a double standard, but that's the number of double standards in the world that we can't accept. That you can't.
We need perspective.
Hold on. Let's put everything in its correct perspective. If you want to know why there's disrespect or some type of stigma looking down, let's know that title was created as a disrespectful title. Let's have it right. That's a safe haven for people that don't want to follow their parents or religion. Because what are you supposed to do? Get married first. So this baby mother title that you're standing by, you've created it to be disobedient.
But
to somebody. So hold on. Let's stop. Hold on. It goes back to what I said in the beginning. Put value on yourself as the prize.
What about the man?
Hold on. It's easy to keep saying, but what about the man?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's just as important.
Hold on. Listen to understand.